A good Monday evening to you. I'm student meteorologist Brantley Kike.
And I'm student meteorologist Jennifer Collins, and we have had a muggy day across the Tallahassee region.
Yes, it has been very damp and unseasonably warm today, and that is all thanks to a front that is on the way, helping bring a surge of moisture and warm air to our area. We're actually starting to see some thunderstorms pop up right now across our area, and some of them are actually becoming severe.
Yes, we have a severe thunderstorm warning for places just to the north of Thomasville. I know that in southern Georgia. So as this front starts to make its way and closer to Tallahassee, we can expect rain and a few thunderstorms to occur.
That's right. So we're going to have all that. We're going to keep tracking those storms throughout the show here tonight, and we also have a look ahead for the rest of this week, the week before spring break. So people are just pushing through this final week here before we get a break from school. And then we also have a look ahead to this weekend if you are hanging out here in Tallahassee even after school lets out.
Yes, I know a few students still have exams heading before spring break. I know a few meteorology students, so we have our thoughts with you guys right now. So yeah, with that, we're actually we have some rain chances heading into Thursday and into Friday as well. Our biggest rain chance is probably Friday, and then the weekend should actually look fairly nice heading into St. Patrick's Day. Yeah,
so we are looking at a nice weekend here if you are going to still be here, but overall we do have an active pattern just continuing for the next several days, and just like we have seen for the last few weeks as well. So we're going to keep seeing these rain chances up and down throughout the week. Temperatures are staying pretty warm too. We're keeping the warm temps for now. So
yeah, temperatures are going to be above average as we take things over to the wall right now. We actually are going to see, right now we're at 80 degrees, which is plenty well above average right now. Cloudy conditions across the region as we are going to expect storms to move into the Tallahassee area with the southwesterly wind. It is increasing our moisture levels quite a bit across the region, which is the reason why we're seeing a lot of cloud cover as well. Currently across the region, 77 degrees in Bainbridge, 73 degrees in Thomasville. There is a severe thunderstorm warning just towards the north of Thomasville, moving on towards the southeast, and 80 degrees here in Tallahassee. As we look at the radar, we can see exactly where that thunderstorm warning is, right to the west of Valdosta and heading on just north of Tallahassee and east of Thomasville. This line of showers and storms will start to move on towards the southeast, just southeast of Dothan, Alabama. As this moves on into the Tallahassee region, we can expect rain chances to ramp up earlier on through the night, but as we get on to the morning hours, they should start to die off. 60 degrees when you wake up tomorrow morning is the expected temperature. And your headlines for tonight's show, we have those chances of thunderstorms early on into tonight. Temperatures are going to stay warm as we head into the weekend, and we also have rain chances ramping up as we get into Friday, but the weekend should look fairly nice. Now I'm going to pass things off to Brantley with a look at the southeast forecast.
Thanks, Jennifer. Again, we are tracking some thunderstorms in the area. We can see a few of those off in the distance here from our weather stem camera that looks over Doak Campbell Stadium. That is looking over the stadium from Pensacola State Garage there, and we are going to keep looking at these thunderstorms here. We do have reports of golf ball size hail in parts of southern Georgia right now, so if you are in that area where thunderstorms are occurring, make sure that you are staying safe and indoors away from your windows. And we have a lot of warm air ahead of these thunderstorms too. These storms coming moving slightly towards the south right now, so along the coast, very warm, unstable environment helping fuel some of those thunderstorms this evening. We're also seeing winds come off the Gulf helping bring some of that moisture into the area, but as that front passes, we start to see winds shift to come out of the north, and that's going to continue to be the trend as we head into tonight. Our dew point right now, pretty muggy in Tallahassee. All across the Panhandle, we're seeing dew points in the 60s and into the Gulf Coast area as well for parts of New Orleans, Mississippi, and Alabama. And that's why we have a dense fog as well for some areas. We saw fog building into the area late today, and that's going to continue overnight and into tomorrow as well. We do have a dense fog advisory for some locations there. Here's our storm system stretching across the southeast right now. We have it going through Georgia and Alabama. We're not seeing anything in the Florida Panhandle right now, but those thunderstorms could dip down as this storm system does move towards the east and southeast. We have a line of thunderstorms starting to form right here, but the real severe threat is going to be in these thunderstorms that form out ahead of the line. That's where we're starting to see some of these what we call supercells, and that is some pretty dangerous storms there. Out over Mississippi and Alabama, we do have some scattered showers and thunderstorms right now. We're not seeing too big of a severe threat there, but over northern parts of of the Florida Panhandle here near Marianna, Bonifay, Defuniak Springs. Some pretty heavy thunder and lightning right there. Also some heavy rainfall as well in those areas. But as we head into southeastern Alabama, places just south of Dothan, Blakely, and Geneva are going to keep seeing those thunderstorms continue for the next hour or so. And we also have a severe thunderstorm warning near Thomasville right now, and that is going to continue until 6:45 p.m. We also have a flood warning in effect for several rivers across the southeast. That's in Mississippi, Louisiana, and Alabama. And that's just going to continue for the next several days. A lot of these rivers still at their flood stages or well above them, and they have not quite crested yet. So we could keep seeing water flowing over the edges of those rivers for the next several days here. We also have a dense marine fog advisory in effect into tomorrow morning, and that's for the coastal areas of northwest Florida and in the Florida Gulf Coast in general. And we're also going to take things over here to a look at what is going on in the locally here with Jennifer.
Yes, and as you take a look at what's going on across the weather stem, we actually are looking at fairly cloudy conditions. If you look at, that's not really what the weather stem's looking like right now, but looking at the almanac, we are warmer than average. It should say warmer than average, not colder than average. Actual temperatures right now, 81 degrees, well above our typical average of in the lower 70s. And also the low temperatures are well above average as well. With these temperatures above average, we are seeing humidity levels up too. So when you do walk outside, it is going to feel a lot more muggier than what we've seen for the past week or so. With these muggier conditions, especially ahead of these line of storms that's moving through the region, we can expect cloud cover to stay in the picture. But as we get into tomorrow and into Wednesday, the cloud cover should start to dissipate a little bit. Currently right now in the Tallahassee region, 80 degrees, much cloudier conditions looking out at the west over Doak Campbell Stadium. A lot of clouds across the region. And that's a result of these dew points being so high, especially in areas where they're already seeing some storms. Dew points are in the upper 70s as well. So places like Thomasville where they're already seeing a severe thunderstorm. With these higher dew points, you expect the temperatures to feel a lot warmer as well. Winds are out of the south. You can see exactly where that front is starting to move into the region, right where the winds are starting to converge in these areas. So we're going to see storms popping up across these regions as well. Looking at the radar, we can see that line of showers and thunderstorms across the southeast. This will start to push on into the southeast, and as we move on into closer into southern Georgia, we can see exactly where a few severe thunderstorms are located. We already have a hail observed in some of these storms as well. We have a severe thunderstorm warning just to the north of the Florida Georgia border. Severe thunderstorm until 6:45 p.m. for places just to the east of Thomasville. This will start to move into the southeast and make its way into Quitman as well. So with this storm, we can also see especially some higher areas of rain as well, with also lightning associated with it as well. We have hail across the regions. We have hail observed in places just to the along the I-75 corridor, as well as 2 severe thunderstorm warnings that are until 6:45 p.m. for Dougherty, Lee, Turner, and Worth counties. So these are for cities of Sylvester. Heading on to this will start to make its way closer to Tifton along the I-75 corridor. Forecast model indicating those showers and storms for the Tallahassee region moving on into the area around 8:30 p.m. And as we get on to the overnight, we can expect some showers across the region as well as that front moves through. And then into tomorrow, we can expect the cloud cover to start to dissipate as that front moves on through, leaving us with mainly sunny conditions. And as we head on into the morning hours of Wednesday, expecting some fog across the region as well. Your 7-day forecast, looking at those rain chances starting to dissipate as we get into Thursday, about a 10% chance of rain. And then into your St. Patrick's Day weekend, we will see 80% chance of some showers and storms with another front moving on into the region. On Friday, those high temperatures around 77 degrees. And as we look at into the weekend, 40% chance of rain for Saturday and 40% chance of rain for St. Patrick's Day.
Wow, that is looking like an active pattern to me. Yes. Lots of thunderstorms around the area this evening. And in St. Patrick's Day, it's not going to be a washout, just a 40% chance of rain. So if you have any activities planned, I know there's a lot of festivities going on here in Tallahassee. Yes. So just keep an eye on the forecast. If you no need to cancel any plans ahead of time, we're just going to keep an eye on that as we go into into that weekend. Yes.
And actually, so we also have, heading into spring break, we also have some tips for anyone heading out for the spring break area. Some dangers associated with beaches. I know a lot of people head out to the beach during this time of the year.
Yeah, absolutely. Spring break is coming up very quickly, and just yesterday in Pensacola, rip currents were a major issue from Pensacola over to Panama City and Escambia County alone. 8 people were rescued by lifeguards there. In Panama City, about 20. So rip currents definitely a problem across the northeastern Gulf Coast. So if you are at these very sandy beaches where the sand's really fine and loose, the rip currents can move around. So just make sure you check in with your lifeguards while you're there to see where they are and where the safest place to swim is, and also keep track of the flag system. You know, if it's a green flag, typically conditions are pretty calm. Yellow is caution, and if it's red, it just means it's dangerous for everyone in the water. So you don't need to be in the water if there's a red flag flying.
Brantley here is our resident lifeguard at FSU Weather. Another thing to think about is also anything related to anything related to heat or sunburns, as well as heat is one of the #1 killers in the U.S., weather-related killers in the U.S. So don't forget about sunscreen heading onto the beaches, because that's something to look at especially.
Yeah, extreme heat, I know it's been above average for quite some time here, so very warm outside, and it's not too early to start thinking about possible heat exhaustion. So if you do get hot easily outside, make sure you limit any strenuous activities, and also you just want to keep an eye on how hydrated you are, keep your sunscreen, and make sure that you are you know, just staying aware of your personal health. Now let's take a look here at the 7-day one more time really quick. We can see temperatures are going to stay in the upper 70s for the next few days. Very low rain chances Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, just around 10%. Tuesday looks like an early morning rain chance, and then other than that, just a pop-up shower or two is possible. Isolated around the Florida Panhandle and Big Bend region. You might get it, you might not. Just, you know, not a washout by any means, just an isolated shower or two.
And as we take a look at what's happening across the nation, we're looking at temperatures fairly cold across the northern portions of the country, mainly sunny conditions as they are in a high-pressure system. Some showers and storms moving across the southeast as we get into places like southern Georgia. 58 degrees right now in Atlanta. Dew points are high in the southeast as a result of that southerly wind. However, more towards the north of the country, where they are seeing a little bit more of those colder polar air moving into the region, it does dip down the dew points as well. So it is fairly dry when you head up to the northern portions of the country. Winds out of the southeast, we can see exactly where that cold front is in the southeast, bringing some storms across the region. With these northerly winds just behind it, we can expect things to dry out heading into tomorrow. This moist air pushing on from the portions of the southern Pacific, Pacific Ocean off into places of the southern United States, giving a lot of moisture and fuel into these storms across the southeast. And we can see exactly where the upper level moisture is associated with that. A lot cooler air as we get in behind that front. Looking across the radar, we have that cold front situated across the southeast, bringing a lot of severe weather heading into southern Georgia. Looking at the northeast, a lot of lake effect snow pushing on into areas of upstate New York, as well as into Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine as well. And looking on into the southwest, we also have a lot of rain activity, as well as some upper elevation snow across the region. We also have a high wind watch in effect until Wednesday at 11 p.m. So heading into tomorrow, we can expect high winds for areas of Texas, New Mexico, into Oklahoma, and Kansas, and into Nebraska as well. We also have a flood watch in effect for portions of Nebraska, heading on to Nebraska, Kansas, Iowa, and into southern Minnesota until 8 p.m. on Wednesday. We can expect high levels of rain in these areas, so a flood watch is in effect. Associated with that, in some of the upper regions of the country, we're expecting blizzard warnings for portions of western Nebraska, heading on to northern Colorado. This was extended a bit more for some of these areas until Thursday around 8 p.m. We also have a winter storm watch in effect until 8 p.m. on Thursday. So we have another system that's going to move into the region, another front that's going to move in, and it's going to increase the chances for some active winter weather across the region. So as we head into tomorrow, we have a slight risk for severe weather across most portions of Texas. A marginal risk heading on into places like New Mexico and into Oklahoma, and then just a chance for thunderstorms across the areas of the Central Plains. And into Wednesday, we can expect that front to move closer into the southeast, and we do have a marginal risk for severe weather for Wednesday for places of northern Louisiana into Arkansas, as well as into Mississippi as well. Your forecast, looking at extended forecast, we do see some rain showers in effect for as we head on to tomorrow, and into tomorrow's forecast, expecting sunnier conditions across portions of the northeast, and areas of the southeast can expect some warmer temperatures. And I'm going to pass things off to Brantley with a look at the second local forecast.
All right, thanks, Jennifer. Yeah, looking here locally, we are seeing an active pattern continue here. Temperature is very warm today, and that's why we're seeing so much fuel for these thunderstorms. A high of 81 degrees today, about 12 degrees higher than normal. Here's a live view, again, from our Doak Campbell camera. We can see those thunderstorms off in the distance, but right here in Tallahassee, it's just cloudy for right now, and temperature around 80 degrees, even at 6:40 p.m. 80 for Tallahassee, cooling off in Georgia right now near Thomasville and Irwinville there, around 73 degrees, and that's thanks to those thunderstorms helping cool things off. Again, near Irwinville, we are experiencing hail right now. We just received a report. Golf ball size hail is occurring in that area, so that severe thunderstorm warning does continue until 6:45 p.m. Dew points very high right now, and that's because us moisture just surging off the Gulf as we go into tonight, helping helping the air stay very damp for the next several hours here until that cold front does move down. Once that front moves down, we'll see these winds switch from being out of the southwest and then coming out of the northeast once the cold front moves through tomorrow, helping bring in a little bit cooler, drier air. Hopefully, we won't see these damp conditions again tomorrow. Our storm system is stretching across the Carolinas, Georgia, and Alabama into parts of Mississippi as we go into tonight, triggering a few watches and warnings in our area. We do have this severe thunderstorm warning for parts of southern Georgia, including Thomasville and Irwinville, just west of Valdosta, and that is because of 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and damaging hail occurring with this as well. We also have a line of thunderstorms stretching through Marianna, Bonifay, and Defuniak Springs, just east of Geneva County, Alabama, and that's going to keep pushing through the next half hour or so. Again, the severe thunderstorm warning goes until 6:45 p.m., and that's for this cell here ahead of that main line. Hail is occurring in this, and it is looking like a pretty tall storm as well, helping the hail reaching about 40,000 feet at this time. Our forecast model shows that these storms are going to continue moving through the area as we go into tonight, and then a few showers are possible for Tallahassee, but nothing severe is expected in our area here, just some heavy rainfall and pockets of gusty winds as well. By tomorrow, things clear out and we'll see sunny skies by the evening with nice clear conditions lasting through Tuesday night and into Wednesday morning. We could see a little bit of patchy fog though Wednesday morning as our temperatures do stay warm and that moisture does return from the Gulf. As we head into Wednesday evening, cloudy conditions stick around. Tonight, thunderstorms possible early with some showers overnight, and then Friday morning we're going to see temperatures around 60 degrees here in Tallahassee with thunderstorms possible across the area, and we are looking at the potential for some thunderstorms again as we head into St. Patrick's Day. We could see a pop-up shower or two on that day as well.
As we head into spring, we are reporting higher risk of flu across the region. I know 21 states right now are currently reporting the highest level of flu activity.
Yeah, get your flu shots, and it's a real thing. They actually do work.
Yes.
I got mine earlier this year, and the flu shot is the best way to prevent the flu.
Yes.
But also, washing your hands goes a long way as well. That's the next step people recommend. So,
yes.
The best way to wash your hands, and make sure you really scrub them good for about 20 seconds there. If you don't get the friction going, it's not going to get those germs off.
Yeah, and I know that right now the peak of flu season is actually November into February, but they're actually reporting higher levels heading into the middle of March, and we can expect the high levels to remain in effect for the next month as well. So
that's not good news.
No, that is not good news, as more than 26.3 million people have already had flu this season, and the flu virus, the flu vaccination does only cover covers the H1N1 virus of the flu a lot better than the H3N2 form of the virus, which is the one that they're reporting the highest levels right now. But again, keeping hygienic, making sure you wash your hands, and if you are sick, staying at home. I mean, you don't want to spread this to anyone.
Absolutely. I know the flu is airborne in the winter, especially when surges of colder air come through, it can travel farther in the air than it does whenever it's damp outside and warm. So, when we get this colder air moving through, make sure that you keep your distance from people that are coughing and sneezing. Make sure if you are coughing and sneezing, cover your mouth too. We don't want any of that stuff spreading around. And
I know that Florida actually has one of the lowest levels right now of the flu. Some other states, including Mississippi and on into portions of Rhode Island.
I know Alaska's, they don't have very high levels there either, but the population is very spread out up there. So, maybe that's the reason why we have it.
Yeah, so the flu still remains widespread across the United States, as it is fairly common across this region. But as we take a look here locally, I'm going to bring up the Friday forecast once again. Low temperatures for tomorrow morning. We can expect it in the 60-degree range. Thunderstorms across the region, but we can expect that earlier on throughout the evening. and it's places like St. Mark, 61 degrees, and Brantley's going to give us a look at what's happening around Florida.
Yeah, it's 82 right now in Pensacola. Another record high possible there. We had a record high yesterday, and I think this here is going to tie the record high that we had back in 2017. So record high temperatures again for parts of the Panhandle in Northwest Florida. Also in the 80s across the state of Florida. Jacksonville at 83, Orlando 84, in the lower 80s for West Palm Beach and Miami, where they're seeing a little bit more cloud cover down there. The temperature changed not much in the last 24 hours. We're almost identical to what we were yesterday, plus or minus a couple degrees there. And that's just because we've been in a very stable air mass for quite some time, and things just haven't really moved around much. But that's going to change. These dew points are going to change too. We're going to see a little drier conditions as we head into tomorrow. Our winds coming onshore for most of the western part of Florida, including the west coast from Tampa down to Fort Myers and Key West. The northeastern part of the state also seeing some onshore flow there, almost like in a summer-like pattern where we see onshore flow on both sides of the peninsula here, but we aren't seeing very many sea breeze thunderstorms popping up. Just a few isolated showers for the southern tip of Florida here from West Palm Beach and places like Naples as well. Our forecast for tomorrow looking pretty nice out there. Nice mid-80s, you know, spring break for some schools right now. People are down here traveling for that time of the year. We are seeing lots of nice sunshine there on the forecast, and that's going to stay like that for the next several days. So good news for them, anyone that's visiting South Florida. Mid-80s and sunshine, just what you come to the Sunshine State for. Also on the west coast there, 80s and sunshine as well. So partly cloudy skies, and we might have a hit or miss thunderstorm as you head into the middle of the day when we do start to see that sea breeze fire up once again. The northeastern part of the state near Jacksonville, Fernandina Beach, St. Augustine, the Palm Coast, down to the Space Coast. Might be a little bit cooler though. After that cold front does dip down a little bit, we're going to see temperatures decrease to the lower 70s or even upper 60s for places along the immediate coastline there. But again, no thunderstorms to worry about. Lots of sunshine for the northeastern part of the state. And northwest Florida could see cloudy conditions once again in the morning, giving way to a little bit more fair skies in the afternoon. So we will see temperatures be a little bit more mild tomorrow. Not the lower or mid 80s like we've seen the past couple of days there, but we will see temperatures still well above that's normal average of around mid 60s for this time of the year. So into the lower to mid 70s. Upper 70s for parts of the inland area of northwest Florida, just once you get above north of I-10 there, but along the immediate coastline, temperatures will generally be in the lower 70s. Our forecast model, we just kind of let it run through here. We see lots of cloud cover for the central part of the state in the late afternoon on Tuesday. Just a few showers popping up here and there, but still lots of sunshine across the state of Florida. We do see our next system on the edge of the map there as we get into the later part of Tuesday when a line of thunderstorms starts to move through, a cold front on the way, and we'll have more on that coming up here in just a little bit. Here's Jennifer with a look at your local weather.
80 degrees right now across the Tallahassee region. We're looking at mainly cloudy conditions. Looking out across Doak Campbell Stadium, we do see the line of thunderstorms moving on into the region. We can expect some rain heading on as we get past the showtime hours. Looking at currently across the region, Thomasville is seeing a thunderstorm right now, 68 degrees there. Difference in temperature just in areas where they're seeing rain and where we're not seeing rain. 80 degrees here in Tallahassee compared to 68 degrees in Thomasville. Sunny still in Perry, 71 degrees at that location. Dew points are high as we do have the southerly flow bringing in a lot of moisture for this region, and this will allow fuel for these storms as they move on into the southeast with dew points in the upper 60s as well. We can see exactly where that front is located right now as those storms are starting to push off from the south. We do have the southerly wind bringing in a lot of moisture for it, but as it moves on into the southeast, we expect these winds to come out of the northeast as we get into after this front moves on through. We can see exactly where that line of showers and storms are across the southeast into central areas of central Georgia and into southern Alabama. Some lightning associated with these as well. We have had a few hail reports as well in areas just to the north of the Florida-Georgia line, in areas just to the southeast of Thomasville as well. We do have these line of thunderstorms that are going to move on to the region. into portions of northern Florida across the Alabama border as well. And we did have this severe thunderstorm warning that was canceled after reanalysis. But we're looking at this. This will start to move on to the southeast, and we'll start to see here in Tallahassee rain chances ramping up as we get into the 8:30 hour. Looking at the rain chances. Cloud cover increasing as well as those rain chances, expecting showers throughout most of tonight. But as we get on to tomorrow morning and into tomorrow, sunny conditions return as we heading on to tomorrow afternoon. And as we get into Wednesday morning, we can expect some fog throughout the region with cloud cover as well heading into the Wednesday morning hours. Tonight's forecast, 60 degrees. We can expect thunderstorms early on in the evening with that westerly wind around 4 miles per hour, but that will start to move as we get on to the evening hours into a northerly wind. Tomorrow's forecast, when you wake up, 63 degrees. We're going to heat up to around 76 degrees by 3 p.m. And across the region, we're looking at temperatures for tomorrow staying in the mid to upper 70s across the area. We could even see some 80s in the map, but sunny conditions still remain as we look at the 10-day forecast. That 10% chance of rain in the early morning hours on Tuesday. And we also see that 80% chance of rain for Friday with the chance of showers and maybe a thunderstorm as another cold front moves into the region. But as we get on to the weekend, 40% chance of rain for Saturday, but St. Patrick's Day is looking fairly nice. We're not expecting any rain there. 69 degrees for the high.
Yeah, that's like the first day we don't have a rain chance, and that leprechaun is dancing around. It looks like he's pretty happy about it too. So, well, you know, looking forward to that. You know, no rain chance, but again, the next few days, not a very high rain chance,
no.
just around 10%. So a hit or miss shower, but nothing major.
We still have a few events here in Tallahassee to look forward to. There is a town hall where you can get information and talk to city officials for tomorrow. That is Wednesday. On Wednesday, 5:30 to 7:30. Should be fairly nice, only cloudy conditions then. And there is also the Florida State University's Italian Society is actually hosting an Italian evening. They have food there. It is going to be Tuesday, 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. And you even get 20% discount on food with your FSU ID, so that is really nice.
Yeah, and as we look ahead to our sports events, men's tennis is going to be Wednesday night. We're expecting cloudy conditions, and they're going to be playing Abilene Christian, and we are going to be looking at that as we get into the next couple of days here. But it looks like it will be pretty warm out there, and only a 10% chance of rain. So it might be pretty nice with the cloud cover there, helping cool things off. Hopefully, it might be a little humid though.
Yeah, it would be maybe a little humid with that cloud cover, but it should be a great time to play tennis across that area.
yeah, so hopefully everyone goes out there and supports the Seminoles. We also have the Student Life Center. We're going to be showing RGB as on Tuesday night at 7 o'clock. So if you are out and about and don't have midterms to study for, maybe you want to take a study break, you can go over there and check that out. Yeah,
that's a movie about Ruth Bader Ginsburg, so it should be fairly cool. Tuesday, 7:30 p.m. Not any rain chances over in that area. Follow us on Twitter. You can follow us on twitter.com/FSU Weather and like us on Facebook at FSU Weather.
You can also watch us on YouTube. You might be watching us there right now. You can also watch our other shows, and we might be streaming special coverage if we get a severe thunderstorm warning or something like that. And you can also send us your pictures on Instagram as well. We love to see them, but make sure you take them from a safe distance if you are, shooting a picture of lightning or thunder or. Sorry, you can't say thunder, but you know, a severe thunderstorm. Just make sure you do it safely.
Here from FSU Weather, I'm student meteorologist Jennifer Collins.
And I'm student meteorologist Brantley Kite. Good night.